Welcome back. So you're going to learn how to print your document now, and all you need to do is just to follow what you see me do, just like you've been doing. And for you to print your document, it's something very easy to do. And the first step you're going to take in printing this document, I'm going to use this document as an example. Let's assume I want to print this document now. I've been working on it, and now let's say it's time for me to print it. So how do I get it printed? So the first thing you're going to do is to go to File, then you come to Print. Now, this is where you need to set up your printing. Alright? So you can alter the settings here to suit what you want to see as an output. But if you come to this right section, this is the preview section. Now whatever you see here is the preview of your printout. So exactly what you're looking at here is what you're going to see on the paper. So the way you see it here, that's the way it's going to look on the paper. So if there's anything you don't desire here, you need to make the adjustment before printing, because whatever you see here is what you see on the paper. The way it is exactly is the way it will be printed. So if you want to see it very well, you can increase the zoom percentage. You can zoom in to maybe 100 for you to see clearly, and if that is not sufficient, you can still increase it. So look at it. This is the way it's going to be on the paper. Now you have settings to make. Okay, settings. So let's go to the settings right now. So the first thing to deal with is the number of copies. This print is the last thing to click, so don't be quick to click it, because once you click it, it means you are ready to print. So that's not the first thing to tamper with. So the first thing is the number of copies. So how many copies of this document do you want to produce? So if you have, let's say for example, this document is just one page, as you can see, 1 of 1. So it's just page 1 of 1. That means it's just one page. But there are documents that have several pages and all that. So let's say you have a document that has 10 pages. And now you have to print two copies of the document. So it means you're going to print two each of those pages. So if you're going to choose the number of copies, you've got to come to copies, alright, and you've got to make your input. So this is 4 copies. Now if I want 4 copies of this, I'm going to put it here. So this is where you have to specify the number of copies. And if you don't want this, you can decrease it by the bottom arrow. So you can increase it with the incrementer, then decrease it if you don't want it that way. So let's leave it at 1. So you know how to set the number of copies now. Now let's go to the printer. This is where you're going to select the printer you want to send this document to. Now on this system currently, if you look at it, you see fax ready, Microsoft Print ready, and all these ones. There is none of all this that is a living printer. What do I mean by that? None of this is connected to this system. They are just there by default. Okay? But when you connect your laptop or your desktop system to a printer, it's going to be part of this list once you've added the printer to your system. So you will have it being listed as part of the printers here. Okay? So if you are the type that is using HP printer, you can have it here listed out for you. So it is from this list that you're going to choose that printer that you want to send your document to. So mind you, if you're using a printer that is for you only, and it's a printer that has cables, so you just plug the cable into your system and you print directly. In fact, there are some plug and play printers today. Most of the printers that come out today, some of them are plug and play, some are not. Some you will need to install the printer on your system using the CD, the driver CD that came with it. So you need to understand that. So I'm talking about after you have installed that printer on your system. You're going to have that printer being listed here. It's going to be here once that printer is properly installed, and you will have this status ready. So if it's not connected to your system, this ready sign will not be there. So when you have ready, it means it's ready to receive your document for printing. If not, maybe it's disconnected, you've not plugged the cable to your system, or you are not connected to the network printer. If you are the type that works in an office where you use network printer, you've got to look for that network printer on this list. Mind you, that network printer must have been installed on your system earlier. So you need to understand that. So if you don't know how to do that, you can meet your network administrator. Is going to get that done for you. But after the installation, you will find it here. Okay, so the name of that printer is what you're going to look out for. So let's say, for example, I want to print to OneNote for Windows. Just like I told you the other time, this is just a demo printer, it's not real. So I'm going to select that. So the next thing is to go to the settings now. Let's check. The same settings you did when you are setting up your page is what you're looking at here. You still have the opportunity to make some changes here, like the orientation of your paper. If this is not supposed to be the orientation, this is portrait now. If portrait is not supposed to be the orientation, you can change it to landscape. Alright, so you still have that opportunity. If I click it now, it's going to change the orientation of this page when I print. Alright, so that is what you need to understand. But I still want portrait. But if you select landscape, as you can see now, look at it, you see that it has changed the way that document looks. Okay, so the width is now longer than the height. If you look at it very well, can you see? So, but I still want my portrait, so I'm going to select portrait. You see that it has changed. So now, what kind of paper do I want? I want A4. If you notice, you see that the paper changed, because letter paper is always wider than the A4 paper, but A4 is always longer than the letter paper. So you need to understand that. So you can still print on an A4 printer, because there are printers that are meant for A4 majorly. You can still print on them using letter paper. It will still print. Okay, you can use your A4 paper to still print a letter document. Alright, it will still print well. it will still be within the range. So you need to understand. But the best bet is for you to select A4 paper. So that would print your document accurately. So especially when you're dealing with A4 documents. All right. So you need to understand that. So the next one, there is normal margins, your margins. The normal margin is the one that is 1 inch all around. Okay, you have 1 inch top left, 1 bottom is 1 right. So you have the narrow, which is 0.5 inch instead of 1. All right, so let's select it, and you see that the margin that you're looking at here is going to reduce. So let's check it. Can you see it now? See the margin to the left, see the margin to the top, the margin to the right. Can you see them? So all of that, do you now understand? So these are things that you need to know. So you can still change it to moderate. Moderate has top 1, bottom 1, left 0.75, right 0.7. So if I select it, you see that it's different now. The gap here is lesser than the gap here, because this is 0.75 while this is 1. So you need to understand that. You can select anyone as it suits you. You can select wide. Look at wide. 2 right, 2 left. Then you have 1 up, 1 down. So that is that. So you can select mirror. Look at mirrored. 1 inch up, 1 inch bottom, 1.25 inside, while 1 outside. Can you see? Still within the range. Okay. So you can choose any of these things as any of these margins as you desire. So, but the best bet for you to use is normal. As you can see, it's normal. But sometimes you may want to change that. You may not want the margin to be as much as this. So it's dependent on what you want to do. Okay. So the next one is 1 page per sheet, specifying the number of pages to print on one sheet of paper. So if you have, let's say this document now is 10 pages, and you want to print it, and you want 2 pages to be on 1 sheet of paper, you can achieve it. Okay, let me go back to the document, and I'm going to increase this. I want to go to page 2. Let me do that, and let me type something here. The woman will soon come. So we now have 2 pages. So I'm going to go back to file, and I'm going to go back to print. Can you see now that we have 2 pages here? This page 1, this page 2. The reason why you have the 2 of them beside each other is because of the zoom level. If you increase it, it won't be like this. So that doesn't mean that because you have the 2 pages appearing like this, the 2 will appear on the sheet, on 1 sheet. No. You're not going to have these 2 pages on 1 sheet, because you have specified that it should print 1 page per sheet. So for you to know that this is not supposed to be right, by the time you increase the zoom level, you see that it will go away. Can you see that? So this is your document now. Let me reduce it a little. So we have 100%. Can you see it? So now for you to now select 2 pages per sheet, you come to this place and select it, 2 pages per sheet. So for this selection, I even print this document now, the 2 pages will be on a sheet of paper. All right, so it will print the 2 pages on 1 sheet. So that is what you need to understand about the settings. Now, another thing you need to know is the collation. If you have, let's say, 2 pages as we have it, or let's say 3 pages, and you are printing, let's say, 3 copies. So you know that it's going to print page 1, 3 times, page 2 3 times, page 3 3 times. So here you are to now instruct the printer how it is to collate the printing. Should it make it such that it will print 1 2 3 first, page 1 2 3, collate it, put together, page 1 2 3, another one, another set, page 1 2 3, another set. If you want it that way, you select collated. So you are saying it should collate it for you. That is, it should print page 1 2 3, collate it, print another set 1 2 3, put it together, another one, and all that. So the other choice is that you print page 1. You print 3 copies of page 1 together, print 3 copies of page 2 together, print 3 copies of page 3 together. So at the end of the day, you'll be the one sorting it out yourself. But I think the best bet when you're printing such is to use collated, so that it will help you collate it. So it will print them set by set. So if you have 20 pages, it will print the page 1 to 20 first as a set, go to second copy, print everything as a set, print it again until you have your 3 copies. Do you understand it now? So that's how it works. Now there's another one, which is to specify how you want it to print. Do you want it to print on one side? Okay, that is on one side of the sheet. So you are going to determine that. Do you understand that now? So if you want it to print on both sides, it's your choice. You are to select that option, which is to manually print on both sides. But today, there are printers that will allow you to print on both sides without doing it manually. Okay? The latest printers that are out now can print automatically on both sides. All you need to do is to select that option. So it will print both front and back for you. Okay? But here, because we're using demo printers, so that's why we're having it like this. So it's assuming that this is an old printer. Those days you have to print it, then that printer will start giving you a signal that you should bring back the front page that you printed, so that the back page can be printed on it. Do you understand that? So that's how it works. So you can select manually print on both sides. Do you understand that? Or you print on one side of the sheet. So it's your choice. Okay? Now this is another one. It's telling you, what do you want me to print? You can print all the pages. That is, all the pages in this document. We have 2 pages. When you said print all the pages, you print everything there. Now you have another option, print selection. Now when you say selection, it means when you have selected on your document. Okay? If you make a selection, let me go back and show you that. If you select, let's say this now, and you go to print, and you say print selection. So just what you have selected will come out. Do you understand that? Just that particular portion of the document that I selected will be the only one to be printed. Others will be neglected, sorry. Do you understand that? So that's how it works. Okay? So, but I've talked about print all pages. Now, print current page is quite different. Let me increase this. When you say current page, it means the page that you are on currently is what is going to be printed. Do you understand? So this page will be printed. If I move it to page 2, it is this one that will be printed. So that is print current page. The page you are seeing currently is what will be printed. Alright? So you can also do custom print by typing the specific pages you want, or sections or ranges, depending on what you want. Do you understand that? So these are things that are possible with your printing. As you can see, look at other ones. only print odd pages. It means if you have pages like 10 pages, it will print page 1, page 3, page 5, page 7, page 5, page 7, page 9, and so on. So if you say even pages, it will print page 2, page 4, page 6, page 8, and page 10. So these are things that you need to really understand. I hope you're getting it now. So as you can see, they are like that. So it's just, these ones are just showing you the document info, list of properties, the file name, the author, another list of markup, your tracked changes that is on the document, the styles, auto and text entries, the key assignments and all that. So those are just document information that you're going to see. But the ones that has to do with your printing are these ones that you're looking at. I hope you get what I'm saying. So you need to ensure that you set them right. So you can see custom prints is there, which is this particular place that you're looking at. So you have to specify the page. Now, if you have, let's say 10 pages and you only want to print page 1, page 5, and page 7, page 1, page 3, and page 7. All you need to do is come here, type 1, you put comma, you use comma to separate them. So you put 3, comma, you want page 7, you put it. If you want page 10 again, you put it. So when you click print, only page 1, 3, 7, 10 will be printed. Others will be neglected. So that is custom print. So you can decide how it's going to be. Look at it, type page numbers or page ranges separated by commas. Can you see counting from the start of the document or the section? For example, type 1, 5, 5 to 12. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, you want to print page 1, page 3, then from page 5 to 10. So I will type page 1, 3, 5, 2, dash means 2, 10. So this one will print 1, it will leave page 2, it will go to 3, it will leave page 4, then go to 5, then print from 5 to 10. So 5 to 10 is a range. Do you understand that? So that's how to do your work. So let's say you have 100 pages and you only want to print 1 to 20. How do you do that? You type 1 to 20. Out of, let's say, 100 pages, you want to print from page 50 to 70. You type page 50 to 70. Do you understand that? So that's the way it works. So let's say after typing 50 to 70, I still want to print page 3. All I need to do is type comma, then put 3. Maybe I still want to print page 1. I can put 1. I want to print page 78. I will type it. It will print 50 to 70, then print page 3, then print page 1, then print page 78. So that's how it works. I want to believe that you now know how to set up your page for printing. So these are the things that you need to really master when it comes to printing. All right. So when you are done with your setup, the next thing you're going to do is to now click print. All right. The next thing to do is to click what? Print. And once you click print, it will start printing it. All right. So let's click print. Bam. So now your work will start printing. But right here on the taskbar, you're going to see the printer symbol. But because it's a demo, you're not going to see anything there. As you can see 0 document pending because nothing is being printed because it's a demo printer. But if it's a live printer, you're going to see 1 document pending. Okay? That's what you're going to see here immediately. So now, when you see this printer here, you can right click on it. You know, right click now. You right click on it. Then go to open devices and printers. So it's going to bring you here. I'll show you another way to come to this particular environment shortly. So, but that's the first way to do it. So the printers that have been connected to your system will be listed here. So the particular one you printed to will be part of this list. So I printed to OneNote for Windows 10. So if I want to see the status, I'll right click on it. Okay. Then come to properties. Oh, sorry. I was trying to check for the properties. All you need to do is to double click on it. Okay. What we want to check is the status, not the properties. The status of the printing. So when you double click on it, it's going to bring you to this environment. Can you see? So look at the name of the printer. The things you're going to find here are the document name, the status, the owner, the pages, the size, and when that document was submitted for printing. Now, if you are using a network printer where a lot of you are connected to the printer, you're going to see a queue here. The name, the document name will be here, listed for each of the persons trying to print on the printer, on this particular printer. So the status will be there, pending, if it's pending. If it's already going out, it will be there. If it has been printed, it will state it there. So the owner who is sending the document, it will show here. Okay, the person sending the document for printing, the laptop name or desktop name would be what is it called now, displayed here. So you need to understand that. Then the number of pages that you are sending to the printer will be here as well. It will show it, the number of pages you are trying to print. Then the size of that document will be displayed here as well. Then the timestamp, that is the date and the time you are sending, that will be here under this submitted. So you have a queue like that. So the first one on the list is the first to be printed, followed by the next one, followed by the next one, and all that. So you need to understand that. So if yours is on number 5 on the list, it means the first 4 has to be printed first before your own. Okay? But there are peculiarities to the settings which are advanced in nature that can jump this queue to print your own first. But that is not covered under this what is it called now? Course that we're doing. So you need to understand that that is another course entirely. So do you understand that now? So these are things that you need to take note of. So if you come to printer, you see you can set that particular printer as your default printer. You can pause the printing, you can cancel all the documents that has been sent here and all that. Do you understand? If you come to document, you say pause, resume, start, cancel, properties. These things are not showing out because there are no jobs here for the printer to print. Once you have a job and you click on the job, okay, here, then you can come to document and all these ones will come up. Do you understand? So you can pause a document from printing, you can resume it. If you pause it, then you can restart the printing and you can cancel the printing or check the properties. So these are things that you can do with this. So this is the status bar which you have enabled. You can also refresh. If you say status bar should go, this will not be there again. You see it's gone. But if you bring it back, it will be there. Okay, showing you the details of the printing. Okay, so refresh means to refresh, at least to see if there are other jobs that have been sent here. Okay, so those are things you need to know about this. So let me show you how to get to this environment if you are not using this particular printer that we saw here the other time. So how do you get there? So I'm going to close this and I'm going to close this as well. So how do you get there? You go to your start button, then you're going to come to your start menu. You're going to see the list of your programs here. So keep scrolling until you get Windows. Sorry, this W. Then look at Windows system. That is where you're coming to. This is for those that are using Microsoft Windows 10. If you are not using Windows 10, you are not likely to find it this way. But I want to believe people have upgraded their operating systems today. And if you are the type that is using maybe Windows 7 to do this activity, I think for your own, you can always get it from the start menu directly. So once you click start button, you'll see it somewhere around here. Okay, but here you have to come to your start button, then you come to the list of programs, then come to Windows System, then click the drop down button there, then you see control panel. So you're coming to control panel. Another way to do it is to type control panel on the search box. So once you type search, once you come to search box, you type control panel, it's going to bring it out. As you can see it here. So if I click now, it's going to launch it. But let me teach you that other way, which is the normal way to launch it. So let's go now to Windows Systems. Windows System. So you come to control panel. So click control panel and you wait for it to load. As you can see, look at it. You're coming to hardware and sound. This is where you're coming to. Right here you can click view devices and printers, but I want you to go to hardware and sound first of all. Then when you click, you have devices and printers. So can you see that we have gotten to the same place now? So that is the way to do that. So you can now select that printer that you sent your document to, just like I told you that it will be listed here. If that printer is connected is installed on your system. So as you can see now, from here you can now double click the printer you sent your document to see the status of your job. So that's that about that. To launch that control panel from this search box, just type it, control, then it's out. All you need to do is just to come to control panel, click it, and it's going to load. As you can see, we are here now. So you can choose view devices and printers without going there. It's going to bring you here. So I think you've learned something from this video, and we're going to learn other things in the coming videos. So take your time to rehearse this over and over and over again, because there's no way you're not going to be printing documents and all that. So take your time, master it very well, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.